Hello everyone, this is Florina. Welcome to Florina Gold Hands. Today's tutorial is about this lovely sweater. I should tell you from the beginning, the yarn I use, it's a blue baby mohair. It is very thin. It came to me like this. I bought it from a friend, so I wouldn't have any indications about it. And I worked the sweater with crochet number 12, 1 millimeter. It is the thinnest crochet that I have, and I also helped myself with some craft sticks. I bought them from Walmart. They are not very expensive. I used only a small piece of the stick. Now about the blouse, about the sweater or top or whatever you like to call it, you should know that I made the border with 260 stitches. I note here. Okay, and I worked 24 rows of the puff stitch pattern, and in the back side I added some buttons. I actually closed it on buttons. So the puff stitch pattern and the buttons, you'll see the last two tutorials. You'll see how to make them, and today I will only show you how to work this beautiful pattern here. This is the zigzag pattern, or ripple stitch they call it some. And then I will show you how to make this cute border here to the neckline. The border, it is only 5 rows, and this pattern we actually repeat it 9 times on the sweater. So since I have no idea about the yarn, I was weighting my sweater, and I can tell you that it is 85 grams, only 85 grams. So if you'll find a mohair very thick, just like the one that I used, you should buy around, let's say, not 85, but I think 100 grams should be enough to make this sweater. So guys, as usual, I'm going to show you on a sample how the blouse is done. I will pretend that I made the border already, that I worked it on 260 stitches, and that I already did 24 rows of it. And now this is how it comes. You see, I worked really loose the first row because I want the border to take this shape. I want it to come smaller on my waist. So I will begin my my first row. This first row it's actually a connecting row between the puff stitch pattern of the border and the other pattern of the sweater. So I'm going to begin it from the right side of the blouse, and I'm going to work my first row in the back of the blouse. I'm going to stop here because we are going to make the first chain for the hands holes. So the first row is going to be single stitches, single crochet, and you should be counting for the for one half side, for the back side, you should be counting 130 stitches of single crochet. So I'm going to begin with the first stitch here, and I will start my single crochet row, and of course I will be counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 8 9 10 11. I will connect myself with the other side of the border. 12 13 and so on till we finish the back side of the sweater, till we'll get at this point. I finished the back side, my first row of single crochet, and now I'm going to make a chain. We are going to make a chain of 130 stitches. So you are working 130 single crochet stitches on the back side. You will make 130 stitches of chain. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. You might want to make them real loose because you'll have to be able to work on them later on. So let's finish our 130 stitches of chain, and we'll meet each other after. I finished my chain, and now I'm going to connect myself to the border again, right to the next stitch that I didn't work it yet, and I will make a single crochet. And then we'll continue working the front side of the blouse. We should have again 130 stitches of single crochet, and once we'll get here, we'll make again the chain of 130 stitches. So you should be counting again 130 single crochet stitches in the front side of the blouse. I finished the row in the front side of single crochet, and now I'll start making a chain of 130 stitches. So let us count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and so on till we'll have 130. Don't forget to work them real loose. I finished my 130 stitches of chain, and I will connect myself to the first stitch from the chain, and this is our first stitch. I will connect myself in a single crochet. And now we are going to start the actual ripple pattern, ripple stitch, and we'll begin with this first stitch. We'll make the peak of the zigzag. So we made 1 single crochet and we make 2 more single crochet on in the same stitch. 1, 2 and 3. So this is the peak of the zigzag. Now we are going to take this next stitch and we are going to work 9 single crochet in a row. So 1, we are always taking the back loop, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. I finished my 9 single crochet, and now we are going to work on the down part of the zigzag. So this is the last stitch that we work. We are going to skip 1, 2 stitches and we'll work the third, and we'll start counting again 9 single crochet, starting with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And now we are going to go on the chain. We'll continue our row on the chain. We'll make again the peak of the zigzag. So in this stitch here we are going to make 3 single crochet, 1, 2 and 3, and then we'll work again 9 single crochet in a row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We made the peak here. Now we have to make the downside of the zigzag, so we'll skip 1, 2 stitches and we'll work the third, and we'll start counting again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now I'll go on the border. 9, and my next stitch is going to, we are going to work in the next stitch the peak again. So 3 single crochet, 1, 2, and 3. And this is how we are going to continue making our first row of the pattern. We made the peak, 3 stitches of single crochet. We continue working 9 single crochet stitches in a row. We skip 2 stitches, we work the third, and we start counting from the first stitch. 9 single crochet again, and then the 10th stitch we will make it the peak. We will work again 3 single crochet in one stitch, and we will work, this is the front side of the blouse, we will work the row of the front side, and then we'll go on the hands holes, and we'll continue our pattern till this point here from where we start the row. I almost finish my row. I arrive in the back of the blouse to my first peak of the zigzag. So now on this chain we should have still 8 stitches, and then we have one more from the peak, and there will be 9 stitches. I just passed 2 stitches here. This is the downside of the zigzag. I worked 1 stitch, 1 and 2 and 3 and here I should have 5 more stitches, and I have a little bit less. So what I will do, I will make 1 more stitch here, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I added a few more stitches in order to have my pattern complete. You will see that working with a big number of stitches and working with this thin mohair, you are probably going to skip by mistake some stitches or make more. But the beauty of this pattern is that you can always correct it, and the yarn is also very helpful in this matter. So I have 8 stitches here, and I'm going to take the first stitch of the pig. So this is where we work 3 single crochet in one stitch. So I'm going to make my 9 single crochet, and then I will make again 3 single crochet in the middle stitch of the previous pig. So 1, 2, and 3, and then I will go on working just like we worked the first row. We'll make one more row because I want the pattern to take the shape of the zigzag. So we'll be working our next stitch always from the back loop. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. We made our 9 stitches of single crochet. Now we skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and we work the third, and we start counting again 9 stitches of single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now we are to our next peak of the zigzag. Those are the 3 stitches of single crochet that we work in one stitch. We will work the first one, so we'll have 9 single crochet done here, and in the one in the middle we are going to make again 3 single crochet. 1, 2, and 3, and then we'll take the next stitch and then the next, and we will make 9 single crochet in a row, and then again we'll skip 2 stitches, we'll work the third, and we'll start counting 9 single crochet, and so on till we finish our row, and we'll meet each other to the end of the row to see how we are going to close it. I'm at the end of my row. I work 8 stitches in a row, and I should work my 9th from the peak that I made at the beginning of the row. What I am going to do now, I will start taking out loops. So I will take one loop. This is my 9th stitch, and I'll start helping myself of this craft stick that I have. So this is the first loop. Now my next stitch is the stitch in the middle of the peak, and I should work 6 single crochet inside it, but I'm just going to take out 3 loops from inside it. 1, and now we have to take care because we cannot insert in the same loop, so we are going to take a loop which is near it. So I will take this one and I will take out my second loop, and then the third, I'll take it out from here. So this is going to be our peak now. I'll continue taking nine loops from each stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. As you can see, I am taking out the loops from the behind loop of the stitch. So I pull out 9 loops. I'll stop here because I want to remember now we are supposed to skip 2 stitches and to pull out loops from the next 9. Let's go back here because otherwise we will forget what we did at the beginning of the row. This is why I prefer to work this row step by step, little by little, in order to remember. So now we are going to take a different yarn. I have this ball of yarn, of the same yarn, and let's see what we should make here. Here we know that we had 1 loop and then we pull out 3 loops from the same stitch. So those 3 here, they are going to be, they are our peak. This one, those 3. Okay, so I'm going to work only the first 2 because the one in the middle is going to be the next peak, and we are going to work 3 single crochet inside it. So I'm going to take those 2 and I'm going to work them single crochet, 1 and 2. And I know that the one in the middle is going to be the one on which we are going to work 3 single crochet. And then we have here 2 single crochet, and we are going to have 8 more loops, 7 more loops coming from our row when we are going to finish it. I'm going to stop with this one here, and I will continue working and taking out loops. Okay, we know that when we will begin, we'll have to begin with 3 single crochet in this loop here. So here I made my 9 single crochet, and I said that we are supposed to skip those 2 because we already made the peak. Now we are going to make the down part of the zigzag. We'll skip 2 stitches and we'll take out the loop from the third one, and we'll start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I arrived to my previous peak of 3 single crochet. I'm going to work 1 to make my 9 single crochet, and I know now that here I should be taking out 3 loops in order to, instead of the single crochet, I will take out 3 loops in order to make my next peak. I will stop here. I know what I have to do next here, and I will go back to the other yarn, and we said also that here we should be making, in the next loop we should be working 3 single crochet. So I will make 1, and 2, and 3, and then I will work 9 loops, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, So we made the peak, we made the 3 single crochet. This means that after the 9 single crochet here, we are supposed to skip that we are supposed to skip 2 stitches, but because we are working on loops, we are going to work next the 3 loops together for the down side of the zigzag. So I will stop here. I know that I already made my 9 stitches of single crochet. Always stop after work the 9 single crochet, because I know what I am supposed to do next. Here also I made my 9 single crochet, and I was supposed to take out loops from the peak, to take out 3 loops from the stitch in the middle of the peak. So 1, and here, as I told you, you cannot take them out from the same loop. You just take a different one. 2, otherwise the loops will open. And now I'll take a different one. I'll take this one, and I will make my 3rd loop inside the same stitch. So we made our peak, and now we are going to count 9. We are going to pick out loops 9 times, each one from a different stitch. So 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, 7, 8, and 9. I will stop now. I made my 9 stitches, 9 loops this time. I know that now I will have to work on the down part of the zigzag, so I'm going to skip the next 2 stitches, 1 and 2, and I will take out my loop from the 3rd one. But I will go back in the meantime to my work here, and let's see. So here we made already the peak. I'm supposed to work on the down part of the zigzag. So as I was telling you, instead of skipping 2 stitches like we were doing on the single crochet, we are going to work 3 loops together. So I'm going to take my 3 loops, and I will make a single crochet on them. And I will start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, and 9. I'll stop here. I know that my next loop is going to be the peak, so I will work on it 3 single crochet. Look how it looks until now. This is the peak, this is the down part of the zigzag, and this is going to come the second peak. And this is the idea. This is how you'll continue your row. I'm gonna show you one more time because it's a little bit tricky. I want to make sure that you understood. So why I'm using I'm working only a little bit and then continuing with the row up, it's because I try to put loops on those sticks for the whole row, and when I try to order them to come with my second row, they're really messed up, the loops. They didn't look good at all. So I prefer to work little by little, and it is also easier to keep count of what you are doing, of where you are remaining with your stitch, with your pattern. So here we work 9 stitches. This is the down part of the zigzag. That means that we will skip 2 stitches and we will work the third. So 1, 2 will skip, and this should be the third, and we are going to count 9 loops. 1, and we pull the yarn very well because we want it to come, we want the loops to be equal, so the pattern takes later on the zigzag shape. 1, and then I will pull out again 8 more loops, and my 9 loops is going to be on this peak here where we work 3 single crochet. This is where is going to be my last loop, and then in the stitch in the middle we are going to take out 3 loops, and so on. I hope that you got the idea. I'm going to continue and we'll meet each other at the end of the row. So I'm at the end of my row. As you can see here, I have the down side of the zigzag. I made my 9 loops here, and now I'm going to skip 2 stitches and I will start working my next 9 loops. So 1, 2, and I work the third. I take out 1 loop. You have to pay attention always at the end of the row. So I have 1 loop here, that means it is that is 1 stitch, and here we have the previous peak. So this is the one in the middle where we are going to make another peak, and this is 1 stitch, 2 stitches, and the 1 loop here, those are 3. That means that we should take out 6 more loops from this from the rest of our border. So let's see, 1, and 2, and and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. It is good to check always before making them to know exactly how many you have to put. As I was telling you, working with this yarn and working on so many stitches, there are 260 plus 260, there are 520 stitches, so it's a lot of stitches. It's possible that you miss one or two around the row, so you check always your number of stitches and you modify it if you need it. The pattern, it's okay for that, you can modify it, and this beautiful mohair, it is very helpful also. Now we are going to go back here. I was having my peak here, this is the downside, my 9 single crochet, so I made the downside. Now I'll have to make the peak on my next loop. So I'm going to make 3 single crochet on my next loop here, and this is 1 and 2 in the same loop, and 3, and now we'll work 9 single crochet on each loop. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and now we made the peak. We are going to do the down side, as you can see, the downside of the zigzag. So we are going to work 3 loops together. And this is 1 stitch and 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, Okay, I'm going to pick out one more loop. 7, 8 and 9. So we will remember that we already work here two stitches of chain, and we should have from this side 7 more stitches of chain. And now we are going to work a single crochet row, just like we work on the down side, only that here between the loops we will work only one single crochet row, and then we'll start taking out loops again. For the downside I worked 2 single crochet rows because I wanted to take the shape, the zigzag, in a good way. So we are again back on our peak. Well, actually I did not need anymore to take out that loop because I have the right number of stitches. So this loop, there's no need for it. Does 7, 8 and 9, because I'll take one from the previous peak. So 9 stitches of chain, and in my next stitch I'm going to make my peak for this row. So I'm going to work 3 single crochet, 1, 2 and 3, and then just like we made at the beginning of the pattern, we are going to work 9 stitches of chain in a row, 9 stitches of a single crochet in a row, excuse me, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. This is the down part of our zigzag. We will skip 1, 2 stitches and we will work the third, and we'll start again 1, and we'll work 9 single crochet. Our ninth one should be here, and then again we'll make one more peak here, 3 single crochet, and then we'll start from this stitch counting 9 single crochet, skip 2, 9 single crochet, and so on, just like I show you at the beginning of the video. I'm going to finish my row. Look how beautiful it looks already, and I will meet you at the end of it to see how we are going to close it. I'm at the end of my row. I made my 9 single crochet stitches from the peak. I'm going to skip 1, 2 and work the third, counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, and here we should have the first 3 single crochet that we work on this row. So let us see. This is the peak here, 1 2 3. So here we are going to make our next peak, and then 1 and 2 and 3. So we have our 9 stitches. I will make a slip stitch here, and I will take out my first loop. So we have 1 2 3 and 4, and this is where we are going to make the peak. This is where we are going to take out 3 loops. So let's begin our next row. Look how beautiful it looks already. I'm going to show you one more time this row because it's a little bit more difficult, but once you get it, it is going to be just fine. It is challenging, and I really did not get bored working on this sweater. I really enjoyed it. So we have 1 loop, and we take out 1 more, and 2, and 3. So we'll remember that we'll have to work 4 single crochet at the beginning of the row with the other yarn. Now let's continue and make our peak, and we are going to take out 3 loops from the same stitch. 1, and I'll take this loop here, and 2, and my third one I will take this loop here, and 3. So I made my peak, and now I'm going to take out 9 loops from each stitch. So this is my next stitch. I will take 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 5 6 7 8 9. I'll stop here. I know that when I'll come back I will have to skip 2 stitches, and then to take out 9 more loops. Let's go back to the beginning of the row. Here I will take out my yarn, okay, let us make a single crochet here, I'll pull a little bit to make sure that it is not too tight. And then I will go up and if you remember, we work for 4 loops at the beginning of the row, and then we work 3 loops in the same stitch. So what we are going to do now, we'll work the 4 loops, one, and 2, and 3, and 4. Now we have the 3 loops that we pull out from the same stitch here. We know that on the one in the middle we are going to work our next 3 single crochet. So I'm going to work this one also in a single crochet, and I'll stop here because I know that when I'll come back my next loop I will have to work 3 single crochet inside it. Now let's go back to our loops. So here it is the downside of the zigzag. We skip 2 stitches, 1 and 2, and we work the third, and we start counting 9 loops. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, always taking the back loop of the previous stitch. 5, 6, 7, 8, and I am at my peak here. As you can see, we have 1, 2, 3 single crochet. I will work the first one, and I will stop here, but I know that when I will come back I will have to take out 3 loops from this stitch of the peak. Let's go back to the single crochet. So here comes the peak. We work in these loops 3 single crochet. If you don't remember exactly what you should do here, because it's more difficult to see, you look in the front and you see that here is the downside of the peak. So this means that here of the zigzag, and this means that here should be the peak. So let's make 3 single crochet in the same loop. 1 and 2, in the third one, and then we go working 9 single crochet, each one in one loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I will stop here with a single crochet. 9. I know I made my peak, and now I should make the downside of the zigzag. So I know when I will begin again with a single crochet. I will have to work 3 loops in one single crochet stitch. Let's go back to the loops. I'm at my peak here. I'm going to insert in my next stitch, and I'm going to take out 3 loops from it. 1, and 2, and the third one, and now I'll continue taking out 9 loops from 9 different from my next 9 single crochet. So my first one is here, my first stitch, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. I will stop here. I know that this is the down part. When I will come back, I will have to skip 2 stitches and start pulling out loops from the third one, beginning with the third stitch. I will go back to the single crochet. We made our peak here, and now we are going to make the down side of the peak. So we are going to work 3 loops together. So you have to take care when you are working the loops. Don't take only 2 like we're skipping stitches. Take 3 of them. Otherwise the number of stitches is going to change. So I have my first single crochet, 1, and 2, and 3, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I stop again with a single crochet. I made a peak, I made the down south, so my next loop is going to be the loop of the peak, and I will work 3 single crochet on it. And I go back to the loops, and as I was telling you, I will skip 2 stitches down. I will start picking out loops from 9 single crochet stitches from the previous row. I will get to the peak, I will take out 3 loops. Then I'll continue again 9 loops in a row, and then I'll skip 2 and I'll start taking again 9 loops. So I hope that you got the idea about how to make this pattern. I'll have to stop here because the video is already long. What I want to tell you, from time to time you have to count your stitches, and if you notice that you have more or less stitches than 9 in between the peak and the down part of the zigzag, you can always let's say take 4 loops instead of 3 in order to get your right number, or 2 loops instead of 3 also in order to get your right number of stitches. 9 stitches between the peak and the down part of the zigzag. So guys, this is how you will continue your sweater. You will be making 9 of those. You repeat this pattern for 9 times, and in my next tutorial I'm going to show you how to make the neckline. It is it's very easy actually. It is only 4 rows, and I will tell you exactly how you should be working. So what I want to tell you again is that the 3 patterns that you repeat down the blouse, they should be worked really loose, and then on the next ones you can start working them a little bit tighter and tighter each time you repeat the pattern. And the last line, just before the last single crochet row, just before you start working on the neckline, it should be really tight. Well, I hope that you understood the pattern and that you liked the video. And if you want to see the neckline, how it is done, you may want to subscribe and get notified as soon as I'm going to upload the tutorial. Thank you for watching, and see you soon. Bye bye.